telling them to be fearless in this approach. There's no limits on this team. There's going to be expectations, and there's never been expectations before, and let's enjoy it, let's have fun with it. That's been the mantra. You know, it's high school to the Big Ten, right? That's a leap. That's a jump. So I think this summer session that we had and the fall preseason that we had kind of gave them an indication of what to prepare for and how hard practice would be. And I think they're adapting. Now, there's got to be a consistent effort every single day. And we're getting it for the most part. But I would say that's what they got to work on. They got to work on a consistent effort throughout the 2 hours every single day that we're on the floor to get better and to build trust with the coaches and the veterans and their teammates. I'm not going to say he's a newcomer, but he's eligible to play this year, and that's Mike Watkins. He's doing a great job running the floor, rebounding, blocking shots, catching everything, and you'll notice that when we start playing games that he's one of the best passers that we have on the team. So to have a big man like that who can catch everything, finish strong, and to be a great passer is something that fans at Penn State are really going to enjoy, really going to love. Terrence can bring a toughness that we sorely need. He can bring leadership. He's been there. He's done it. He's been a part of a national championship team. So he can constantly remind the guys in the locker room what it's going to take to get to that level of consistency, sustainability, success day in and day out. So I tapped into that already, and he's been truly doing a great job as far as that. But he's also going to push Shep off the ball a little bit, so Shep doesn't have to bring the ball up for 37 minutes, which can tire anybody out with the level that we're playing at. And now the tempo that we're going to play at, you know, I just don't see Shep playing 37 minutes. So Terrence and Tony become very vital in spelling him and getting him shots. You know, last year he used a lot of dribble handoffs and ball screens to get his own shot. Now, these guys will get him shots. Brandon Taylor did a great job last year when he commanded the double team, getting that ball out and finding Shep. So that's a positive. So this year, I'd like to think that Terrence and Tony and Josh Reeves and our bigs are doing a great job passing the ball, that Shep's going to find some open space where he can get some uncontested shots. Shep knew coming into this year with Brandon Taylor and Jordan and Don and all those guys graduating, that he would have to step up into a leadership role. And he has done a really good job of taking his time with that. You know, sometimes we want to just jump into it, become the leader, and really what does that mean? There's a process to that. The guy's got to trust you. They got to believe in you. You have to be one of the hardest workers. And it doesn't have to be vocal all the time. It can be done by just actions and many other little ways to get to his teammates to show that he can be one of those guys that can lead this team to new heights and new levels. And he's embraced that, and he knows it's not a hit the ball and run the third type of analogy. It's hit the ball and you have to go first. And we got to learn, and he has to embrace that type of role. And he's doing that. So in the summer, a little bit slower, fall, a little bit slower. Once practice has started now, I hear him a little bit more. We have Attitude Club in practice. He's been in the top 3 for 8 practices. And for a guard like Shep, you know, that's pretty impressive. What I'll say is Shep's a ball player. You know, you can put him anywhere, and he just wants to play. He loves to play the game. You want him on the ball, he's going to try to make the best decision possible, whether it's a shot or an assist. And then off the ball, he's still going to continue to make plays with the way we're playing this year. But it gives him a little freedom. He doesn't have to bring the ball up for those, to a half court. So either way, if we play him on the left side, the right side, or on the ball, Shep's going to thrive. I want to play 10 guys right now, and that's the goal. And we might put a starting 5 out, but it's really a starting 10. We got to figure out the right first lineup and then the right second lineup. And I think as coaches, that's our job, to marry guys up together that play well together, that can work well together. And now foul trouble is going to change all of that stuff, injury. But in the beginning here with everybody pretty healthy, we're going to try to, some guys might deserve to start, but we might bring them off the bench just because they play better with with Mike Watkins or Julian Moore, or maybe Terrence plays better with Josh Reeves, where Peyton plays better with Tony Carr. I mean, as a coach, we have to look into that stuff to put our players in the best position to be successful. So that's the goal here. Every day in practice, continue to put lineups together. We have not chosen a starting team. We've had really some healthy competition the first 8 practices. We're going to have another practice today. We'll have one Friday, Saturday, and then maybe next week I'll start to put together a 5 with a rotation so everybody understands when their minutes are coming, when they're coming off the bench first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. So there's a comfort level going, all right, I know when I'm going in. And they know with the style of play that we'll be playing, we want to score 80. So we're going to press a little bit more. We're going to push it, make or miss as often as we can. We need 8 to 10 more steals. We got to reduce fouls. So everybody understands and has a clear goal of who we're going to be, what our identity is. And if they know that, then I can't pull a Tim Frazier and play him 40 minutes. We can't do a DJ and play him 38 minutes. Shep played 37 last year. I think we got to get those minutes around the 31-30 mark to be the most successful team that we can be, so these guys aren't worn out by January.
Are those conversations you have with the young guys of, hey, you might be at 8, 12 minutes, and that's just maybe how it's going to be for a little while?
You know what? Right now, I haven't had that conversation. God bless you. I have a leadership council, and we've had those conversations. My staff has had those conversations, but right now, I want healthy competition. Every day in practice has been great. Guys are going at each other. They understand when we step between those lines, we got to push one another to be the best that they can be, individually and as a team. So once this week, we get through this week, and we get better every single day, then we have to start preparing for the scrimmages, the exhibition game, and then we should have some good flow. It's not a concern because Julian Moore is a senior. Peyton's going to see some time at the small forward. So he's had plenty of minutes at those spots. I like to think Mike is really gifted and really talented. Being in the program for a year has really benefited him in more ways than just basketball. Really mature, handling his business. So, it really comes, and Davis got quality minutes last year. So I'm going to lean on those guys heavily to help, some of the inexperienced guys. But that's why you put together a schedule that we put together to get those guys ready for the Big Ten so they can excel.
Up-tempo has been a pretty popular word around here recently. So how do you define
Yeah,
it?
Joe Moore, Joe and I are doing the same thing.
Is that possessions? Is that shot clock? Is that just how you attack the basket? I mean, what do you define up-tempo as?
We want to score 80. That's the goal. We're going to go for 80 points. That's how I'm going to define it. For you, but we also playing with a shorter shot clock. We also understand that last year we played a very low possession game because that was our strength, that was our talent level, and that's what we had to do. This year we want to go after it, and we're going to play up and down. And I know the up-tempo has been popular, not just here at Penn State, but everywhere. In the NBA, you look at Golden State, you look at Cleveland, they've all changed their style of play to go a little bit more up and down, a little bit more freedom to shoot threes. And we're going to take certain things that I believe will be effective in the college game and in the Big Ten for our team.